Mark, Scott, congratulations. You guys have made it to the third and final round of this competition. Now we're asking you to go back to your home forges and recreate this iconic weapon from history. The Dussage.
Oh. Yes.
Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
Good luck, buddy.
Good, man. Here we are, ready to kill it. I want to have this blade shaped and ready for heat treat. If I could heat treat on the end of day one, I'll be really good in line. Right now, I am gonna start trying to grind a little bit of taper in this blade and make sure that fuller sets in as deep as I can get it. Kind of thinned it out a little bit. I didn't want to grind too much before heat treat. That looks rad. I like that a lot. Once I got that thing rough to shape and got the bend in with my little whacking method, it was time to just heat treat it. All right, boys and girls. And she's nice and straight. Oh, yeah. It's a hard blade, so can't stress how happy I am actually inside right now.
It's day one. I'm back in Emporia, Kansas, and I'm making a Dussage. The plan for day one is to get the blade forged out, thermal cycled, and then hardened. There's a lot put into the handle work, so I'm wanting to get my forging done as quick as possible. I always like to forge thick, grind thin, and not have to worry about warps. One of the hardest parts is done, getting your tang done. Now just put a point on it, hammer the bevels in. At this point, I got the blade forged out. I get it down into the oil. Oh yeah, baby, that's a good sign right there. No warps, nice and straight. It's a huge relief. It's like when you have to poop and then you finally get to go. It's just one of the best feelings ever.
Beginning of day 3, I'm feeling spunky, ready to get going. Let's get to work. Today is gonna be making that clamshell guard. So I have chunks of lead that I use for casting. And so I'm gonna use that lead. I think it'll absorb that steel a little bit better. The first thing I do is make myself a die with rounded edges and a round nose. I'm just gonna smash into it. That's gonna turn out pretty nice. I was hitting it with the ball peen hammer and realized that I actually liked the hammer look into this lead block a lot better, so I just ran with it. Dude, that thing's fitting awesome. End of day 3, got a lot more done than I anticipated, so things are cruising along pretty good.
Starting out on day 4, and the last part of the guard I have to make is the clamshell guard. So I just laid it out on a piece of sheet metal, cut it out, and just started working it from there. Once I get the lines put in the clamshell, I stick it in the forge, and I actually start curving it to the shape of my fist. Ooh, damn, that's hot. It's really important you get it snug enough to actually work properly and protect your fist, but also it's not so tight that it's just digging into your hand. Guard done. Final assembly, that's what I'm gonna be working on now. It is the end of day 4, and I'm feeling great, because I finished my sword, and it looks good.
Beginning of day 4, all I gotta do is make sure this thing's sharp. Let's slice some fruit up, and let's see this thing work. This thing is razor sharp. The sword feels great for me, so I'm hoping it's the same for somebody who knows how to use one. It tastes good, too.
All right, bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. To find out what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, I'll take your weapon, deliver some slashes and thrusts on this big carcass. Scott, you're up first. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this.
I am super excited to see Doug chop up a pig with my blade. I run my mouth all the time like, I can do that, I can do that. So now is the time to see if I can really walk the walk, because I know I can talk the talk.
All right, Scott. First up, it is light. The balance really allows for velocity and recovery with this blade. And most importantly, it will kill. Yeah. All right, Mark, your turn. So you ready?
Heck yeah.
Let's do this.
I'm ready to see my sword destroy, cut, slice. I want to see the insides of that pig.
just hanging there like chewing gum.
All right, Mark, let's talk about your blade here. It's beautiful in its creation. The edge is sharp. I was quite amazed with the cuts. I was surprised that it cut that deeply. The one thing, though, is that that guard right there rubs on my knuckle. Not bad, but it does rub on the knuckle. Despite that, it will kill.
Yes. Whew.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to the strength test, the whiskey barrel chop.
Yeah.
Now, to test the strength and overall construction of your swords, I will be swinging into these whiskey barrels. So, Scott, you're up first. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
All right. First off, Scott, this thing is still a razor blade on its entire length, except for right there. You did take a bit of a roll there and a very small chip, but beautiful craftsmanship, super light, fast blade, and very strong. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Mark, you're up next. You ready for this?
Smash them.
Okay.
Here she goes.
All right, Mark, got an edge all the way across this thing.
Yes.
You didn't lose a bit. The only issue I have with this weapon at all, as Doug said, my knuckle rides right there on the inside of the guard. It's not chewing my hand up, but there is contact right there where I don't necessarily want it. It's a beautiful weapon. It's strong. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, bladesmiths, this is the sharpest test, the 4-pillar slice. These pillars are wrapped in different materials: foam, leather, canvas, and silk. Scott, you're up first. Ready for this?
Yo, yeah.
All right, Scott, let's talk about your weapon here. It is light. Every cut, it cuts nicely. Overall, sir, it will cut.
Thank you.
All right, Mark, onto your shiny sword. You ready for this?
Slice and dice.
All right, Mark, let's talk about your blade here. That's a cutter right there. You can feel the weight and the power with your slashes with this. On the leather, it did cut. It's just because the thicker kind of blade that you have here, it cut all the way through. But overall, sir, it'll cut.
Nice.
Mark, Scott, both of you guys turned in incredibly competitive blades. However, the judges have completed their deliberation. They've made their final decision. Our new Forged in Fire champion is Scott. Congratulations. Mark, unfortunately, the judges have decided that your blade doesn't make the cut.
Mark, when we have a competition with two blades that perform as amazingly as your two blades do, it comes down to judging the craftsmanship of the blade. Your blade rubbed our knuckles. For that small reason, we're letting you go.
Understand?
Mark, please surrender your blade.
I'm bummed that I lost, but I'm very proud of myself and what I've accomplished.
That was a fine piece, man.
Going home, because my guard was rubbing the judge's knuckles just a slight bit, that little teeny tiny detail, you live and you learn.
Mark is an amazing bladesmith. If it wasn't for Mark telling me I can do this, I got this,
Good job, buddy.
I'd be the one going home.
I really hope I made my kids proud of this, and the world gets to see what Cool Beans Nias gets to do.
Well, Scott, in one of our tightest competitions to date, you've become the Forged in Fire champion, and that's a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. I won, baby, yes! This ranks up there with getting married, having children. Oh, yeah, I'm a Forged in Fire champion too, by the way. What's next for me? Get my 10 grand in one so I can roll around in it. You know, normal stuff, you know, what normal champions do.